I hate it. Jeanette McCurdy reacts to the iCarly reboot. iCarly Reboot is a sequel to the old Nickelodeon show iCarly. And yes, like the title of our video says, Jennette is no time soon returning to iCarly Reboot like her other teen crew friends. Jennette claims iCarly show's time to be one of her entire life's most unhappy and dark times yet. Want to know what the lead in a popular cartoon show would feel this way? If yes, then make sure to watch the entire video and tell us later in the comment section if you agree with us. Getting started. First things first, Jeanette McCurdy played the role of the famous Sam Pucker in the show iCarly. She was loved and admired by the audience, but at the same time, the price tag attached to love was expensive. To meet up to one's expectations of a hit daily show, she had to stay lead. That means eating less and looking beautiful on screen. Some may think of it as a small price to pay, but for an 11-year-old girl, food would have meant much more. After she openly talked about her feelings for the show, it was brought out that she acted in it at that time. Her calories per day were no more than 900. Her mom, her biggest supporter, was the one who ensured that McCurdy did all that she needed to be in the limelight. As bad as it may sound, why one should even work if they do not wish to? The truth sets in when McCurdy realized how her income supported her family. Being the only member who started working at the age of 11, she realized that a way out was a too expensive option. The show was a huge success and people loved it. As a result, it was the first time a kids' cartoon show released 6 seasons. Soon after the show was over, Jennette was offered many more shows as leads, and one such show was with our present pop star Ariana Grande, which she did agree to do. As sad as it sounds, you must all be wondering why Jennette is so against acting in this new season. After all, people loved her, and it's a great opportunity. The answer to your questions will be very convincing. But before that, smash that like button so that we know that you agree with us. So Jeanette revealed how her mom was diagnosed with cancer the second time during the same show. But only this time, there was no coming back. She was only 18 when her personal life started falling apart, and her professional life was on a hit. She had to give time to the busy shoot schedules and wanted to look after her mom's last days. I don't think any one of us could have expected our sweet and innocent-looking Jennette to turn out to be such an amazing fighter. She somehow managed with all the adversities and yet continued to be a success. Not only did she do more shows, but she also revealed how she was never much into acting and preferred to be backstage. She showed very mature behavior when iCarly Reboot was announced. She knew she did not want to go back on screen or feel all those overwhelming emotions again. But she did not disrespect the show. She preferred to remain silent and instead thank people for loving and supporting her podcast. She also announced that a season 2 of her podcast named Empty Inside is about to release, indicating that she was more focused on self-growth than harming Nickelodeon's or the show's reputation. Previously, she also mentioned how weird she felt when young girls idealized her and said that she was their role model. Shocked. Listening to this, she said in an interview how she does not think of the show as a success, as she feels she could have done much better roles rather than shouting some less meaningful words at each time of her entry. No doubt, the show was entertaining to millions, but if one is not happy with their performance, they can do justice to their role or peers. This reminds me of how I wish that I was all popular in high school. Though McCurdy's experience is horrifying, being a daily show star is an all-in-all great achievement, which I think any of the teens would die to have, including me too, only if that counts. Also, do you guys know about Jennette's podcasts? Yes, I know I mentioned season 2. Still, you have to know that the fact that season 1 was so successful is the reason that finally, Jennette decided to be so vocal about her being camera shy. Her preference of podcasts over reality or daily shows. Also guys, isn't it fair enough? Now that she is successful enough to sustain herself, one can always decide which path they want to continue. Reminding you all that there were no official statements from Jennette, which means her appearance in iCarly is still not off the table. But looking at her past experiences and current interviews, it's hard to see her live and TV shows soon. Do tell us what you think will happen, and don't forget to share this video with all your Jennette and iCarly fans, and subscribe to HereLuxLife. Hope to see you all again. Goodbye.